My name is Jocelyn Masterson, formerly known as Jocelyn Gibbler or Gibbs. I was going to be on the Alumni Arts panel discussion earlier this week, but coronavirus happened, so we didn't get to have it in person. But I still wanted to get to share a little bit of my story with you so that it could be helpful wherever you are in your college journey, thinking about the future, and share a little bit about what was valuable for me in my education and my job experiences since then. So in this video, I'm just going to share a little bit of what I've done since graduation, what was most valuable to me as a Midland student in my experience there, what were things that I wish I would have done differently, things I regret, and something that's advice to current students, things you can think about for your future. So, while I was a student at Midland, I graduated in 2016 with a bachelor's in arts management and youth and family ministry. I was involved in choir and theater, Cleft Dwellers, worship arts and campus ministries, and Phi Beta Lambda, the business organization. I was a very busy person, and there were many of us that were just couldn't say no. And loved to be involved in so many things. My first year out of college, I had 4 part-time jobs at the same time. Financially, it did not add up to much, but it did give me a lot of experience in different areas of work and things that I thought that I would like but didn't as much, and things that I wanted to know more about and wanted to gain experience in. So after that first year, I ended up going to Okoboji to work at the Bible camp that I spent some of my summers as a camp counselor during college, and I ended up joining their year-round youth ministry team. And so on the youth ministry team, or the YMT, I helped plan youth retreats throughout the year and did youth ministry through a church that was partnered in the area with the camp. So I got to work with so many different kinds of people, from kids up to adults, families, and got to learn how to share the gospel in really creative ways. And so I grew a lot as a leader as well as in my faith. I did that for 2 years, and then this last year, 2019, I got engaged and just been married about 6.5, 7 months now. My husband's name is Wesley, and we're in Council Bluffs. So I moved back from Okoboji to get married and needed a job. And so my sister was working at Think Whole Person Healthcare at the time, and she helped me to get an opportunity to work in the gift shop there, in the retail area of the clinic. And so Think is a modern medical clinic in the ex-Arbon Village area of Omaha, and so that's where I'm working now. And at the start of 2020, I was able to go full-time there, and so I spend half of my time in the gift shop, half of my time as a navigator or registration person throughout the building, helping people get where they need to go and make it a positive experience for them. In addition to working at Think, I also teach Zumba classes at the YMCA, and I got certified my senior year at Midland, and I've been teaching that for the last few years. And then I also still try to share and write music on the side and get to perform different places. And so you can check out some of what I do on my YouTube channel. It's just Jocelyn Olivia on YouTube, and you'll see things that I did while I was at Midland and things that I've done on my own since then. And actually my senior thesis project was a YouTube series that I created called Theater Tips and Tricks for Ministry, just combining my majors. So that is what life is like right now. It's much different than I would have expected looking from my graduation day to where I would be in 4 years, but it's definitely where I need to be right now. So thinking about those things, I would say, one, the most valuable experience for me from Midland was having leaders and directors and mentors see things in me that I did not see in myself. I never would have guessed that I would enjoy being a worship leader or that I would feel comfortable doing that, but once I kind of got the nudge to go in that direction, I just fell in love with it. I love getting to be a part of a team and getting to help people experience God through music. And right now I don't have that as part of my job, but I get to do it on the side as a volunteer at my church. I would say just being in the performing arts just made me more comfortable as me, and getting to be more confident in public speaking and just working with so many different kinds of people, meeting new people all the time on campus and at different events. And so that just gave me the confidence boost and experience to be able to share and communicate with so many different types of people. Something that I regret and wish I had done differently while I was a student is the first couple years my mindset was definitely still like, do the class, get the good grade, to sell the book, move on to the next thing. And so junior year, my mindset ended up changing quite a bit to realizing, oh wow, there are things that I can apply to a real life situation and potential job situation. And so I wish that I had made that realization and mindset change sooner in my education so that I wouldn't just, go through the stuff to learn the material for a short time and then take the test and move on to the next thing. Thinking about advice for current students, that's one that I would say really think about how that relates to what you want to do in the future, how you could see your jobs going, how you could use that in a future situation. And if you can't, think outside the box and be present there in those classes, because it's something that could really be applicable and helpful to you. In addition to that, I would say when you're thinking about resumes and job applications and interviews, be real about what you perceive your strengths and weaknesses are, and things that you still have room to grow in. Because the reality is we don't know what we don't know. There's always going to be something that we're still learning. But when you're real and genuine about it, then you're not pretending that you know all this stuff that you definitely don't and are not going to be a good fit for that job situation, that position. But when you find a place that is willing to continue to teach you, but also fit your strengths with their needs and your passions and where it is a good fit, then it's going to be a much better experience than finding out the hard way. And I would just say never stop learning, never stop having a teachable attitude. You might gain experience, but there's always going to be things that teach us for future situations. And I remember Dan Hayes and a lot of our directors at Midland always using situations to be a teachable moment. Things that, it didn't go the way you planned, or it feels like a struggle or a failure, but it's not something that keeps you down. It's something that you can bounce up from and use next time or in a future situation. So those are things that I think about from my experience at Midland, through the job situations that I've been in, and the future. We don't know what it holds. So I hope that you get excited about what the future holds for you, and hopefully these things are relatable and helpful as you think about where you're going next. So have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later.